In today's video, we become the world's greatest detective. We become the Dark Knight. We become Batman. A big thank you to MetaQuest for sponsoring this video. Batman Arkham Shadow is available right now, exclusively on MetaQuest 3 and MetaQuest 3S. And for a limited time, if you buy either headset, you'll get a free copy of Batman Arkham Shadow. Unlike 2016's Batman Arkham VR, Batman Arkham Shadow is the full Batman experience. That means combat, exploration, and sneaky gargoyle attacks are the name of the game. As soon as you begin, you take control of one of the Rat King's disciples. More on him later, as he vandalizes the bat sign, which isn't very nice, but does feel pretty damn cool to do. After a talk with Commissioner Gordon, the Rat King follower is sent to Blackgate Prison and you become the Bat. Now, when you take your first steps with Batman, you will do so in the sewers. Here, you must rescue police officers who have been snatched on the orders of the Rat King. Something that I noticed straight away is that this isn't just an A to B game. Very early on, I found a crawl space that I squeezed through, and at the end of a vent, I found one of the Rat King's secret radios, which I promptly smashed.
Rat King propaganda.
A big part of every Arkham game has been exploration, and I'm glad to see that still holds true in Batman Arkham Shadow. Then came my first wow moment. As Batman stands perched on a ledge, you have to use his cape to glide to the other side. To do this, you simply hold your hands by your waist whilst holding the triggers down and then lift them up like I so gracefully do here. Honestly, this feels awesome the first time you do it, and doesn't get old no matter how many times you float like a butterfly and sting like a bat.
Bruce Wayne? You see Bruce Wayne anywhere?
Now, of course, combat is a huge part of the Arkham series, and in my opinion, Batman Arkham Shadow absolutely nails it. You see, in the Arkham games, Batman never ran over to his opponents to give them a smack. He would always fly through the air at breakneck speeds. In Batman Arkham Shadow, the same rules apply. Simply hold your controller like a clenched fist and swing away. However, swinging wildly won't be very effective. Instead, you need to match the prompts on screen, which will have you bobbing and weaving like a prime Muhammad Ali. Now, the thing is, a goon isn't going to appreciate watching you/Batman beat his friend like a bongo drum, and that means you/Batman will need to counter his attack. Luckily, you can do this by simply thrusting your arm in the direction of the sneaky little so-and-so and beating him like a bongo drum. Fans of Batman's wide variety of gadgets are in good hands too, as you can use them in combat to get your combo multiplier up to ridiculously high levels. I ended up maxing out around here, but I'm sure that some of you guys could beat that easily. Honestly, I can't imagine how daunting it must have been to try and copy the combat of the other Arkham games into VR, but somehow the guys at Camouflage have done it.
We are the Rat King's vengeance!
Another big part of the Arkham games was the Predator mode, where Batman would stalk foes from up above and pick them off one by one. Again, I wondered how this could be replicated in VR, and again, I'm in disbelief that they managed to do it. The feeling of stalking an enemy from a vantage point, hanging upside down, grabbing them, then lifting them up only to knock them out, feels amazing. What feels equally as good is messing up a takedown and having to drop a smoke bomb before grappling out of sight, something that we've all done when playing previous Arkham games. You can even activate Batman's famous detective vision by raising the controller to the side of your head and pressing the trigger, which again feels awesome. Oh, and if you're anything like me and love the combat and Predator challenges from the Arkham games, you'll be pleased to know that they are here in Batman Arkham Shadow, which means you can punch Rat King disciples at the drop of a hat. Now, I've mentioned the Rat King a couple of times in this video already, but who is he? Well, he's Batman Arkham Shadow's main villain, and he's not to be messed with. The Rat King is notoriously elusive, and not much is known about him. I mean, no one really knows what he looks like. For some reason, he's been targeting city employees and planning a so-called Day of Wrath, and that's got the attention of Batman.
The cops, the courts, the clique control us. By my orders, gut the pigs in the pigsty.
One thing that is known about the Rat King is that he has a cult-like following, with people willing to put their lives on the line in the name of the Rat King. Now, I've talked about Batman Arkham Shadow for nearly 5 minutes, and haven't mentioned Easter eggs or details once, which has to be some sort of channel record. Of course, I found the obvious things like Harvey Dent posters and the soon-to-be blown-up Ace Chemicals, but I have noticed some other things that aren't as easy to find. I mean, if you've played Batman Arkham Origins, then this will bring back memories.
Time to talk. Where's Cobblepot?
Let me go!
If you insist.
You're crazy! You're friggin' crazy!
And you can also find the phone number of Harvey Dent. But as of yet, I haven't found a phone, but I have a feeling we'll be talking to the soon-to-be Two-Face sooner rather than later. The thought of Easter egg and detail hunting in Batman Arkham Shadow is super exciting, so make sure you stick around to see what I can find. Oh, and guess what? I never once felt nauseous. I've played action games in VR before, and usually the concept of feeling like I'm moving but not actually moving is too much for me to handle. However, after spending a lot of time with Batman Arkham Shadow, I haven't felt any motion sickness. There are tons of settings that you can change to your liking, and I found that movement vignette, which sort of dims the edge of the headset when moving, really helps when leaping from gargoyle to gargoyle. There really is so much that I want to talk about, but I don't want to spoil what is shaping up to be a very, very interesting story. All I can say is, expect the Batman Arkham Shadow Easter egg video to be a long one. Now, I know what you're all thinking. This sounds great, but where can I play it? Well, the answer is on MetaQuest 3 or MetaQuest 3S. As I mentioned earlier, Batman Arkham Shadow is exclusive to both of those devices. And for a limited time, when you buy either MetaQuest 3 or 3S, you'll get a copy of Batman Arkham Shadow for free, which is insanely good value, especially when you consider that the newly released MetaQuest 3S is a truly ridiculous piece of hardware at an equally ridiculous low price. The value proposition is almost unbelievable. To learn more about Batman Arkham Shadow and MetaQuest 3S, use my handy link in the description. With Christmas right around the corner, now is the perfect time to start dropping hints to your parents/Santa about what you want to find under your tree. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's something a little different to what I normally make, but it's been so much fun stepping out of my comfort zone and stepping into the shoes of the Bat. Don't forget to check out that link in my pinned comment or in the description for more information about MetaQuest 3S or Batman Arkham Shadow. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.